That has helped me a lot because one of my big goals also, my big struggles that I've had is like,
now we're gonna go on our walk for 45 minutes. I'm actually listening to the graphic audio version of...
Don't make fun of me, okay? I know there's like whole memes about it now. I bought this before the memes happened. Walking pad, which is right behind you. That's another tip. Walking pads, so it's like day 1 and day 2 are, that was my main goal when I wanted to start this, is I just want to incorporate healthier habits into my everyday life. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. Oh wait, I got a really bad sunburn on my lip. It's gone now, but before I start talking a lot, let me just... Welcome to a new type of video that I haven't done before. I've been talking about it, I feel like, here and there in my like reading vlogs and everything like that, but I never actually sat down and told you guys how my 75 soft challenge went. It is over now. It ended 2 days ago. Officially, I completed it and I was successful at it, I'm happy to admit. I wanted to take you in like a vlog style through my last day of 75 soft, and so I'll be inserting clips in here as I explain to you what my experience was of my last day and me doing the actual activities. Mixed vlog slash results video. Now I'm going to talk to you about my experience with the 75 soft challenge, some tips that I have, my exact rules that I did, because 75 soft does have more like flexibility in it than 75 hard, and just generally what my experience was. My window's open and there's someone right across the street from me and they're seeing me talk to a camera. If you don't know what 75 soft is, in general, it was honestly one of the best challenges that I've ever done for myself. I feel like it really helped me, and I feel like these habits that I try to incorporate are super ingrained in me now, so that's amazing. But we'll get into all that. First, if you don't know what 75 soft is, it is a variation of 75 hard. 75 hard is a challenge that has been going viral for a few years now. There's a lot of physical elements to it, but overall the creator of it says it's for like a mental strongness challenge, like a mental endurance type challenge. I always feel more official when I have my iPad up, so I am going to be reading off of here for most of it. The 75 hard challenge has, I think, 5 specific rules that you have to do for 75 days straight, and it's very, very strict. The rules are very strict, and if you mess up, even if you mess up on day like 70, you have to start over from day 1 and keep on doing it until you don't mess up at all for 75 days. That is something that I would like to try in the future, but I definitely want to do something like 75 soft, or some of my friends have said that my rules are more like 75 medium, 75 hard. I'll put the rules up as I list them. I'm just going to say them briefly. You have to follow a diet, no cheat meals, and no alcohol. You have to choose any type of structured plan. And then also you have to complete 2 45-minute workouts, and 1 has to be outdoors, and they cannot be back-to-back. There has to be some time in between them. You have to drink 1 gallon of water, which is 3.8 liters daily, which is so much water. You have to read 10 pages of a non-fiction book. It has to be self-help or personal growth, and you can't listen to audiobooks. And you have to take a progress photo every single day. Those are the 5 rules for 75 hard, and I feel like the creator of this challenge, that's why he said it's more of like a mental toughness challenge instead of a physical challenge, because they are so strict. It really is just like trying to ingrain good habits, and you would do like a full reset. Now for me, I knew that that would be way too restrictive for me. I've always kind of been active in my life. I sort of fell off of it the past couple of months, and that's what made me want to try 75 soft, just so I can build these habits again. And 75 soft gave me a lot more flexibility to do that. Now, I've seen a lot of things where there's like 75 soft, there's 75 medium, and there's 75 hard. I sort of made my own rules. That's something that the 75 soft and medium does well, where you can sort of make it your own and what you want it to be. So for me, on the workout portion, I still want to do 2 workouts, but one was going to be a 45-minute walk, and the other was a 30-minute any type of workout. I'm also training for a half marathon while I was doing this, and I still am training for a half marathon. So a lot of those 30-minute exercise times would actually go far past 30 minutes. I ran about a 10-minute mile, and like for instance, one of the last workouts I did was a 6-mile run. I wouldn't really include the extra 30 minutes because, like I said, I run 10-minute miles, so my 6 miles took about an hour, and I only had to do a 30-minute workout. I would not like carry over that excess, just because I wanted to make sure the habit that I was incorporating was doing 2 workouts a day and one of them has to be a walk. Hello everyone and good morning or good afternoon. It is actually like 1 o'clock at this point, so it's more the afternoon. I am just about to go on our first walk of the day. I have to do my skincare and do my sunscreen. I burned my lips and I burned my legs and my like bikini line area. That one's actually not that bad, but I burned like the top of my legs and my lips so bad at the beach a couple days ago. We have aloe ready to go. It's gotten better, except usually on our walks I wear shorts because I run and walk like every day because of the 75 salt and because I am training for the half marathon. We usually wear shorts, and literally I should have known this was gonna happen. Since I go outside every day and I do get tan from like my walks and my runs because I'm out there for like at least 45 minutes every day, where my shorts are on my body got totally burned because everywhere else was tan, but I was wearing a bikini and I did not put sunscreen on, like more sunscreen on that like specific area, like where my shorts covered, like my upper thighs, and they burned so bad. We are going to be wearing longer shorts today for our walk, and we're wearing, even though I usually do like a sports bra, I'm just wearing this like tank top today because you have to cover all the areas that got burned because I refuse to double burn. That sounds so painful. Figured now while I'm putting on my sunscreen I would tell you about this part of our 75 soft. I've been trying to get outside as much as I can, so the 45-minute walk outside has been a great way for me to check that part of my 75 soft day off and just get outside a lot. My 30-minute workout is honestly usually a run or some sort of like Pilates or yoga. My like half marathon training schedule I just made myself. So it's like day 1 and day 2 are days where I stretch or walk or do something that's not running. Day 3 I do a 2 to 3 mile run. So it usually takes me 20 to 30 minutes, and that usually checks off that like 30-minute workout that I have to do for the 75 soft. If say I did a 2-mile run instead of a 30-minute run, because I run like a 10-minute mile, I would just like do like abs or something else for the last 10 minutes to check that off. But usually I do like a 3-mile run just to get my 30 minutes out of the way right away. That's what we're actually going to be doing today. Day 4 is actually like another rest day where I just like wait, I just do a walk or I do another type of workout that's not running. And then on day 5 I do like one of my like longer runs, and then it starts over from day 1 and 2 the rest days. Day 3 2 to 3 miles, day 4 rest, and then day 5 I bump up my mile distance longer. And what I've been doing, what works for me, is I bump it up a half a mile every 5 days basically. So my last long run day was I think Thursday or Friday, and it's Monday right now. So if my long run was on Thursday, that was like day 5, and then Friday and Saturday were rest days. I did like, I don't know, walking or something, and then usually I would do yesterday, Sunday, as my 2 to 3 mile run, but I was so sunburned from the beach the day before on Saturday that I was like, I cannot be out there running, so I skipped that day, and I'm just gonna be doing my run, 2 to 3 mile run on day 4 today, and then tomorrow I'll be doing 7 miles. Every day 5 I bump it up half a mile, so if I'm running 7 miles tomorrow, next 5 days I'll be running 7.5 miles. The next 5 days I'll be running 8 miles. Next 5 days I'll be running 8.5 miles. You know, that's sort of how I've been building up my run time. It's worked out really well for me. I feel like that formula has really helped work for me, where I don't feel terrible every time I have to bump up my mile time and I have to run like over an hour straight, because I don't take breaks. When I do my like long runs, I do it straight through, like I don't take breaks. And like I said, I usually run a 10-minute mile, so like a 6-mile run will take me like an hour, and tomorrow's 7-mile run is probably gonna take me like an hour and 10 minutes. Is the best way to work for me until I get up to that 13.1 miles. This is the sunscreen that I use on my face. Like I said, I was sunburned. My face didn't get really that sunburned, but the rest of my body is, but I do put on sunscreen just in case. I use the Supergoop Triple Prep. Can you see that? I don't know how to do this part. I use the Supergoop Triple Prep sunscreen. It's cruelty free, which is very important to me, and I think it works pretty well. Let's go on our run and then our walk. Like I said, because I do a walk and then some other workout every single day, on a run day I'll usually run first because that takes the most of my energy, and then I'll just transition into my 45-minute walk. Hi, Hi. So I think I'm just gonna show you quickly. Like I said, I'm wearing this Lululemon. I think it's the Lululemon Align. Don't make fun of me, okay? I know there's like whole memes about it now. I bought this before the memes happened because I gotta cover up. Usually I just wear a sports bra on my runs, but I need to cover up where I got sunburned. So, and then I'm also wearing these like longer shorts. I think they're like the 6-inch shorts or like something like that. They're the longer shorts. Usually my running shorts are like up here just because it's so hot that I need to have shorter shorts because I want to protect where I got the sunburn. I'm gonna wear these longer shorts and I like them because they have pockets to keep my phone when I'm listening to my music. Sometimes I listen to an audiobook. I might actually listen to an audiobook now, today, on this run, 30-minute run for our last day of 75 soft. And then I'm gonna transition into my 45-minute walk. What I'll do is I'll probably come back and I either listen to an audiobook on my walk or I take my Kindle and I just read. I know that people get like nervous about like reading when you're like on a walk, but I don't have headphones in. I'm very aware of my surroundings. I'm very comfortable with the area that I walk in. I do just read on my Kindle while I walk, and that gets my 10 pages a day out of the way, which we will go over when we come back from our run. Guys, oh my gosh, this is rough lighting. But we're back from our run. There's Koda. He always likes to greet me at the door. Now we're gonna go on our 45-minute walk. We actually ran pretty fast this time. We did 3 miles, 30 minutes, but we did a little bit more than 3 miles because we ran at like, I think it was like a 9-minute, 44-second pace, which was really good. My goal for these like 2 to 3 mile runs in between my long runs, I'm so sweaty, sorry about that, is that I want to get faster. Like I want my 2 to 3 mile runs to be fast. Aw, hey Luca. But like my shorter runs, my 2 to 3 mile runs, I focus on speed. And for longer runs, I focus on distance. Now we're gonna go on our walk for 45 minutes. I'm actually listening to the graphic audio version of Shadow Princess Part 2, which is the 4th book in the Zodiac Academy series. And I have about an hour and 15 minutes left on there, and I'm listening to it at a faster speed. So it should be just about 45 minutes to finish it. Both of my workouts are generally outside, just because it's summer and it's nice, and I run and I walk for my workouts a lot. I just do them right after the other. So let's go walk and then we're back. Oh, but the reason I came back also was to grab my water because, whew, that almost dropped. If I carry this on my walk, I get all of my water intake in. On the days where I wasn't running, I would either do a yoga, I would stretch, I would go to the gym and do a weight workout, or I would do another walk. So there were some days when I'd be doing 2 walks because I am training for a half marathon. It's putting a lot of stress on my body, just like my legs specifically, so I do need those rest days where I just walk instead of doing like a weight workout. So I did make use of like 2 walks sometimes. The walking aspect of it, I have definitely incorporated into my life now that it's getting to be like, it's like 2:41 p.m. right now. I am like, okay, I need to go on my walk. Even though I'm not doing 75 soft anymore, I am like itching to go on my walk. And what's cool is that because it's summertime, a lot of the times one or both of my workouts like almost always were outside because it was either running and there was always a walking element. So a lot of them would be outside, and that helped me get a lot more vitamin D, which I think just makes you feel better in general. If it was raining, like it's about to rain right now, I'm probably gonna walk on my walking pad, which is right behind you. That's another tip. Walking pads can be expensive, but I feel like they're so prevalent now. You could find one for a relatively good price on Amazon. So if you are trying to do this, then I feel like a walking pad has saved me so many times. There were times when like it was a super busy day and at like 8 p.m. my boyfriend would want to like watch a show when we got home before we had to go to bed. And I would literally pull out my walking pad and be walking next to him while he was sitting on the couch while we were watching a show just to get that 45-minute walk in. And I just think it's such a hack. I love my walking pad. And then as for the diet, the 75 soft is just like healthy and flexible. Basically, I've tried diets, I've tried restriction. It doesn't really work for me. So what I did is I want to eat 2 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruits every single day. And my main goal for this was to incorporate more vegetables into my diet. I feel like I eat a lot of fruits in general. I'm vegetarian, so a lot of that happens to be fruits, but I don't eat a lot of vegetables daily, which is ironic considering I am vegetarian. But there was a time like back in like the springtime, winter time, when I'd be eating a salad every single day for lunch. But since the summertime happened, since like May really, I haven't been doing a salad a day, so I haven't really been getting my veggies that I'm used to getting, and that's why I wanted to add the veggie element to the diet, just because I wanted to get back in to having vegetables in my diet and just it being a habit. And we'll go over later on how all these things turned into habits. The servings of fruit would be like, one serving would be like an apple, or sometimes if it was like a rough day, or like a really busy day, I would literally include like an applesauce pouch as like one of my servings of fruit. So I was like flexible with this, but it has to be 2 servings of fruit, 2 servings of vegetable every day. And for some vegetables, I wouldn't like count out the servings. Like say I had like vegetable fried rice for dinner. That probably is more than 2 servings of vegetables, but I would still only count it as like 1 serving. Does that make sense? Just because I wanted to try and get more veggies into my diet, I didn't go by actual like grams and stuff like that. I just did like, I had a meal with vegetables and then I had a snack with vegetables, and that'd be fine. So that was kind of my rules. And just in general, to eat less processed food, eat more healthier food. I started paying attention to more ingredients labels and things like that. If for some reason I missed like a serving of vegetables, I only had 1 snack with vegetables, I didn't have any of my meals had like a decent amount of vegetables, which didn't happen often, but I would generally eat like just like 3 servings of vegetables the next day. So even though I didn't carry over like the overflow, like say I had like 5 servings of vegetables one day, I wouldn't say, okay, now I don't have to eat 2 servings of vegetables the next day because I had 5 the other day. I wouldn't do that. But if I did miss a serving, then I would add that to the next day's total. Same with like my workouts. If I miss my 45-minute walk, I would just add that on to my 45-minute walk the next day. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my brain where it's just like my main goal was to make sure I was doing these things every day, so I wouldn't bank up like a bunch of workouts and then be like, okay, now I don't have to work out for like 3 days because I want to work out every single day. Does that make sense? That last day I would do like carrots and hummus as like a snack, and then I had an apple, and then I also had some grapes later on. So that was generally what my sort of days looked like. If I would get to the end of the night and I only had 1 serving of vegetables that day, I would do carrots and hummus. Like that was always my go-to if I needed to get in my serving of vegetables. And we'll get into more tips later. If you're starting this, have an idea of just like quick go-to fruits and vegetables if you're doing like a sort of rules like me, where it's like, all right, let me just make sure I always have an apple in the fridge just in case I need to grab one quick. Make sure I always have carrots and hummus in the fridge in case I need to get an extra serving of vegetables. Things like that to make it as easy for yourself as you can to be able to grab a quick thing if you need that extra boost of vegetables or fruits that day. And then water, instead of 1 gallon a day, because that is crazy, this is like my regular water bottle. It's a Simply Modern. It's 40 ounces. So my rule would be to drink 2 of these, which equals 80 ounces to 100 ounces, and that I think generally equals around like 3 liters. That was the 75 medium rule, is 80 to 100 ounces a day. So that's where it sort of like blends together. Like my workouts and my water intake was sort of more 75 medium than 75 soft. But that's what I love about this challenge, is you can really make it however you want to for your goals. That is something that I've seen the most difference in, because now I always make sure I have my water bottle everywhere I go, and I know like, okay, this is my first fill up, this is by like 2 p.m. I should be on my 2nd fill up of water. And even now, after the challenge has been done, I still like find myself like clocking it to myself, oh, I'm almost done with this, so when I go on my walk later on, I need to make sure to fill it up, you know? Things like that. I honestly feel like drinking a lot more water has helped a lot of issues that I've had in my life. Next is the reading. Look, this is a book channel. We know that I read a lot. That being said, I don't read a lot of nonfiction. So my rule for 75 soft was just like 10 pages of reading a day, and I could do audiobooks, and that was really easy for me to do. So nothing really changed in my life with that. I did make sure that I got my 10 pages in every day. A lot of the times I noticed towards the end, I had such a good walking route outside that I would know exactly where I was going and exactly like what tree would mark the 1 mile mark, and that would be like 20 minutes of walking. Then I'd turn around and go back. I would take my Kindle with me, and that has helped so much. I would either listen to an audiobook or take my Kindle with me and just like be reading while I'm walking. Of course, always being aware of my surroundings. I don't have headphones in when I'm reading, things like that, but that helped get my 10 pages in, and it helped get my 45-minute walk in, and that has been great. And then the progress photos, I didn't really take any progress photos. I don't know, like I just took progress photos when I was running, but just mainly to like mark my time, not really based on like my body or anything like that. For me, I feel like I do definitely tell a difference in my body endurance mainly, where like, you know, I'm training for my half marathon. I just ran 7 miles without stopping yesterday. That is something that I could not do at the beginning of this 75 days, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that, but that's as close to like progress tracking as I was. I will say I found this girl on here, actually on YouTube, and I'll link her video below, about 75 soft, but she made a whole Notion template of the 75 soft, and I use that every single day. That was like my savior, where I would just check off to make sure that I got all 5 of my like bullet points. And then with the alcohol, I don't really drink alcohol in general, so I didn't even really incorporate alcohol into this. I would drink on social occasions, but generally it's very rare. I don't usually drink a lot of alcohol. So yeah, that's why I'm not really mentioning that in this video. The restart rules, the last part was if I mess up, I didn't restart. Like I said, if there was a time when I missed a serving of fruit, I would just have 3 servings the next day. If there was a time when I missed my 45-minute walk, I would just do an hour-and-a-half walk the next day. Like, it sounds like a lot, but really it's not. I just put up my walking pad. This challenge helped me realize how much downtime I really do have, where I'm like, I am just sitting here binge watching all these shows. I could just pull up my walking pad and get my 45 minutes done. That has been a major change that I've seen in this challenge with me, is that I just find pockets of time where I can get this stuff done. And that is really big for me. So yeah, those are my rules. That was my little experience with it. As far as the results portion, like I said, the most change that I've noticed is in my endurance and my physical fitness. My boyfriend has said that he's noticed that I just have a lot more energy in these past 75 days. That has definitely been, I can attribute that to making sure I get my water intake in, and, you know, just being active, eating healthier. I feel like that was my main goal when I wanted to start this, is I just want to incorporate healthier habits into my everyday life. So that really helped me incorporate those habits that I wanted to. Sorry, I'm playing my skirt. It's literally like the biggest, coolest twirly skirt I've ever had in my entire life, and I just can't help but like play with it sometimes. I think I've been successful in incorporating these habits into my daily routine, because now that I'm done with 75 soft, I'm still walking, I'm still training for my half marathon, and I still have like several more weeks until I get to my half marathon, so I'm still gonna be incorporating that like workout element into it, and the walks. I just think that that's like my me time. A lot of times it's been outside. Thankfully we've had pretty nice weather. Sometimes I would just like walk and talk to people. That has helped me a lot, because one of my big goals also, my big struggles that I've had is like, whenever it gets to be summertime, I want to take the most advantage as I possibly can to being outside, and the walks have really helped me that, just like my daily vitamin D. I feel like I read somewhere you should get like, what, 20 minutes of vitamin D a day, and those outside walks help me accomplish that, and I just feel like I feel better in general. My migraines have gotten better, which that's also a big, and there could be other factors to it, but I do notice that I get really bad migraines, and this has helped me learn more of my triggers, where it's just like, if I eat healthy, if I drink enough water, if I go outside and have some fresh air every day, my body's good. I don't feel any migraines, and that has been such a relief to me. So if you suffer from migraines, maybe try this out. Even just try like the little things, like drinking more water, eating healthier, getting outside. I feel like those 3 things have helped me so much with my migraines, and I'm thankful for 75 Soft for helping me realize that. Some other little tips that I have, like I said, with the food, always make sure you have some like a easy to grab fruit. Applesauce packages, apples, bananas, grapes, like wash them beforehand, put them all in like a airtight container, and then just be able to reach for them in your fridge when you're running out somewhere, and that's your serving of fruit. The reading and walking has really helped me achieve both goals at the same time, of getting my 10 pages in and doing my 45-minute walk. Compounding these habits, like the reading and the walking, definitely helped me be successful in this challenge as well, so that's something I would recommend doing. Maybe, like I said, get a walking pad for when it's not nice out, or if you have a gym close by. Also, I did do back-to-back workouts. That's something that 75 Hard said you shouldn't do, but for 75 Soft, I was like, look, if I'm outside and I just ran like 3 miles, then I'm just gonna walk for 45 minutes. And there goes my 30-minute workout and my 45-minute workout, all done at one time. Like, the compounding onto the habits has been so helpful in this. Look at my past videos if you're curious the books that I was reading in this challenge. But yeah, I think that it was the really cool idea. I think it was one of the best challenges I've ever put myself through, because in the beginning I feel like it was hard, but by like the 1.5 month mark, I was like, it was already, they were all habits where it was so easy to do my walk, to do my runs, to do my reading. It was just second nature to me. And it did really help having like an end goal. Like I said, I think these habits have definitely helped carry into my life after the challenge, but it did help me during the challenge to have an end goal of like, okay, like on that Notion tracker I said, it says like, you know, day 60, day 61, day 62. Just to have that constant reminder that there is an end, and I just have to do this for 75 days. If it gets like hard at some point, having like that deadline did definitely help as well. Definitely track all your habits that you're trying to incorporate. Definitely track the days that you've accomplished. It just helps to motivate and actually visually see like, hey, I actually did a lot today. So yeah, that was my experience with 75 soft. In the future, maybe like next year, I might try 75 hard. It's so restrictive and I don't do very well with restriction. I feel like my brain is like a defiant child where it's like the minute you tell me that I can't do something, I'm like, oh my god, I want to do it 10,000 times more. So the minute you tell me that I can't do workouts back to back, I'm like, I could just do it. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? But you know. And that's the whole point in the 75 hard, to be accountable to yourself. So I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to do 75 hard, but I am happy that I finished 75 soft. It's something I've been thinking about for the past few years. That was my experience with 75 soft. That was my last day of 75 soft. I think that everyone should try it at least once. Like I said, the rules are super flexible. You can fit them to your lifestyle. I did 2 workouts a day. I think 75 soft is like just move your body for 15 minutes a day. Like that's it. That was my experience. Those are my tips. Those are my results. Those are my rules. Let me know if you did 75 soft or 75 hard. That is gonna be it from me today. This is a little different video than like my book videos, but I do have a reading vlog coming up after this one. So I will see you in that next week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.